Wow, I got one like already. That's impressive. I wasn't even here. I was out there getting my coffee. So, I'm just hanging out for a while today. I'm actually on vacation this week. So, I'm just hanging out with my dogs. And, good morning, Martin. And this is Cheyenne. This is my baby. Total daddy's girl. I don't think anybody on the channel's ever got to see my dogs before. But, obviously, Shy's not gonna like me giving attention to anybody else, even if it's a camera. Good morning. Nice to see you, Joy. Okay, down. Get down. So yeah, I'm just hanging out this week. I got nothing planned except until tomorrow. Today I'm just sort of cleaning the house. My wife's at work, so I wanted to clean the house before she got off work, give her a little surprise for when she gets home. And then I gotta take her to work tomorrow morning, and tomorrow, after I drop her off from work, I have to hit the road. I got a 4-hour drive tomorrow. I'm gonna be heading back down to my childhood home to pick up my brother, my little brother, and he's gonna be coming up here to film an episode of Huntsman with me, so he'll be going out with me this weekend. And then I gotta drive him back again on Sunday. So that's what I got planned for the next few days. Drive down, pick up my brother, come back, film an episode of Huntsman, and then get ready to kick off the new year. A lot of different things happening after the new year. Next week, we have the kickoff of the Redneck Road daily vlog. That's going to kick off. I'm not sure what day I'm going to kick that off at. The first month of videos are already uploaded to the channel and ready to go. So I've been filming Redneck Road now for quite a while, but that's normally my strategy if I'm going to start a new series. I did the same thing with the Huntsman series. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time. And it's just, Redneck Road is going to be limited to about between 10 and 20 minute videos, just daily vlogs. Nothing spectacular, really. It's just a daily vlog. We're going to be talking about current events, whatever comes to mind while I'm driving down the damn road, whether it's on the highway or cruising around the back roads with the dogs, or whatever we decide to do. It's just completely open, and I will be taking your guys' questions, doing some Q&A type stuff with that thing. Whether it's about gear or about the channel or about my approach to YouTube or how the channel's been doing as far as the analytics go, which it seems to be doing okay. And we got a lot of new stuff planned out for this next year, so it's gonna be fun. I titled this stream "Unlike This Video for a Good Cause," and the reason I did that is I got this fella out there who likes to troll my channel, and he just goes around and he thumbs down every video I put out. It doesn't matter. I could put out the most amazing video, the most polite video, and this guy will go around and thumbs down it. Well, apparently he got a little lonely. He didn't like being the only one to thumbs down, so what he did was he went and he made an alt account, so I get 2 thumbs down instead of just 1. It makes it look like I got more trolls than I actually do. I still only have the 1, but he had to make a secondary account so he can give me 2 thumbs down instead of just 1. So I'm reaching out to the subscribers, to all you good people out there, to show some holiday spirit. I know Christmas is over, and I know we're going into a new year, and we're supposed to be forgiving each other for our trespasses and all that fun stuff. But I don't want my one troll to be lonely over the holiday season. So I want everybody out there to thumbs down this video. I already got 2 thumbs up. I need everybody to thumbs down this video. It's not going to hurt the video at all. Okay? It won't hurt my analytics at all or anything like that. I just want to show some love to my troll. Yeah, Martin, but, you know, everybody has a purpose in life, and his purpose in life is to go to the Huntsman channel and thumbs down every video. We don't want the guy to be alone in his endeavors. Thank you, Joy. I really appreciate it. Thumbs down the video. Everybody thumbs down the video. We don't want this guy out there to feel lonely, especially during the holiday season. Christmas is over, but New Year's is still coming. We're right in the midst of the shit. So we want our troll to know that there are other people out there willing to support his point of view. Yeah. I'm trying to be open-minded, and I'm trying to take all point of views into consideration. So in order to make this guy feel welcome to the channel and feel like he's part of the community, I want everybody to thumbs down this video. And what I'm going to do with this stream is everybody that comes in here, whether you're in here with the live stream chatting with me now, or if you're going to watch this stream later on because you didn't have a chance to get in here while I had a chance to stream, thumbs down the video, and then we're going to look at the analytics of the video, and I'll show you guys exactly what that thumbs down does to the video. Okay, so this live stream is going to be monetized, and we're going to take a look at all of the analytics for a thumbs down. This is a scientific project. I mean, we're supporting my one single troll, that lonely little bastard, but and we're showing him some love. We want this to be a group effort. So this is a scientific endeavor. Everybody out there, thumbs down this video, and then after the stream, and we'll do this next week, and I'll make it part of another live stream next week. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look. I'll show you guys my analytics for this live stream with all of those unlikes. And I'll show you the impact of the unlikes on the video, which is absolutely nothing. Alright? But we got to have proof. We can't just say that. So what I'm going to be doing is everybody that sees this video, thumbs down it. In a week or so, we're going to take a look at the analytics for this particular video and see what all of those thumbs down actually did. Now, in an effort to support the troll, we're all thumbs down in the video because we don't want the little bastard to feel lonely. But we also want to prove to him that going around to each one of my videos and thumbs down in the videos has no impact on it whatsoever. He's not doing anything. He thinks he's coming in here and, you know, and bigger channels. I mean, I only have one troll. Apparently, I'm just not that popular yet. And you'd think I'd have a lot more trolls because I'm a dick. But I only got the one troll. So other channels, man, they get trolled hard. I mean, they get hundreds to thousands to 10,000 thumbs down. And all of those people out there in the world think that thumbs down is you just sticking it to them, and it ain't. So, yeah, we're thumbs down in the live stream. And like I said, everybody that comes in here, whether you arrived during the live stream or whether you watch this stream later on down the road, please thumbs down the video. Oh, that would be awesome, Silent Wolf. See, I need a quality troll. I need somebody that's going to put their heart and soul into it. I need a troll that's going to jump in my comment section and try to piss on my tree. Yeah. So, like I said, this is what I do whenever I'm at home and my wife's at work and I'm just cleaning house. I got the Christmas tree to take down today. I'm going to do that. So, yeah, I'm just sitting here in my living room and we're just sort of hanging out a little bit. And I did get some new gear here recently that we can go over. We'll take a look at my bow. The second year of Huntsman, the first year we sort of established our identity a little bit. We found out, we did a lot of experimentation to see where we kind of fit in, you know what I mean? I was seeing how different genres were reacting to my personality and the kind of content that I was putting out. So this first year has largely been experimental. I wanted to see how people were going to react. Now, as far as outside of YouTube goes, some of the stuff that I use on YouTube, dude, Silent Wolf, that would be epic. We could just do a parody of trolling. We should do it, and yeah, we'll just go back and forth like that. And if we make it entertaining enough, we'll start our own series where we just troll each other hard back and forth. It'll be great. Why not? I mean, if you don't have it in you to be an actual troll and just go around and piss everybody off, you could at least make fun of them. You know, we could do like an SNL type troll thing. All right, cool. Get in touch with me. We'll have a troll parody between our channels. Maybe our channels will fucking blow up. Yeah, Joy. It might be fun to watch too. I mean, we could get really creative, and like Silent Wolf just said, this is a team effort. We could just troll each other hard back and forth and see what comes out of it. It might be the greatest thing that we ever did, but we both know what's going on. So that would be great. And maybe we could teach the trolls out there a little something, you know? This is how you do it, boys. Because this half-hearted effort of going around channels and just disliking and not stepping up and showing yourself, I just don't like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this too. So me and Silent Wolf over there are going to be doing a troll parody back and forth amongst our channels. So we could do this a couple different ways. Me and him will get together and hash out the details. Maybe Silent Wolf Adventures there will send me a video and I'll send him a video response, and we'll just go back and forth and we'll sort of make our own thing. I think it'll be fun. And I can come up with some creative stuff. I think it'd be a good time. And, whoa! Witch on Wheels appears just out of nowhere, just like that. No smoke, no nothing, just poof. So yeah, everybody coming into the chat, if you're coming in and you're new, please thumbs down this video and support my one single troll out there who is a lonely sumbitch, because I only get one thumbs down. So you're a glory hog. Yeah, thumbs down this video. Support my one troll who had to go make an alt account. Okay, I love you too. Get out of my face. Yeah, tweet this out, please. My one troll had to make an alt account so he could give me 2 thumbs down instead of 1. And I feel bad for the little bastard, so we're all going to thumbs down this and show that little sumbitch some support. And then, let me see if I can bring this up here. I'm experimenting. I actually have my laptop over here so I can see the live stream on my laptop, and I can view that chat window a little bit better. Oh, hell yeah, we got 7 thumbs down. That's probably a record. I wonder if I can thumbs down my own video. There is actually not a way on YouTube to see which account disliked your video. And the reason they do that is because trolls need protecting. People that go around, I really appreciate that, SBC. People that go around and troll other people's channels, sometimes they can get rude, crude, and turn into little sons of bitches. So they need to be protected. And the reason they need to be protected is because you can troll somebody online, but if a guy like me finds out who you are, and I come across you, chances are I'm going to knock your teeth out, and the only thing that you can do is reach down to the ground, pick your teeth up, put them in your pocket, and go home. So yeah, those guys need their identities protected. You can go around, you can troll anybody, but you have to protect their identity, because they might get hit in the mouth. I have a couple of reasons. Some guys just can't keep their goddamn mouths shut, and they don't do it in my comment section because they know I have some loyal supporters. And you guys, I'm sure most of you have been around long enough to know that if you have any kind of following, or you have legitimate friends out there, they're not going to let you get attacked. And you see that with bigger channels, man. There's some followings out there that are so rabid about, that fan base is so rabid. If you say, hey, this guy really went after me, that whole fan base is going over there like marching in like a fucking army. They will tear you up, and they don't care. And all of a sudden you start getting thousands of dislikes and thousands of negative comments and all this other stuff, and you got to put up with that. That's just one fan base attacking some other person, Big channels run into that all the time. If they mention that somebody really stuck it to them for whatever reason, their fans can't help but go over there and just raise all kind of holy hell. Even with me, and my one lonely troll who had to clone himself so he could give me 2 thumbs down instead of just 1, uh, just because they don't say it on YouTube don't mean they don't reveal themselves on my other social media sites. Now, when it comes to the Huntsman channel, we got the Twitter page, we got the Facebook page, we got LinkedIn. We're all linked up in Facebook groups. Every video that I put out goes out to about 15 to 20 different sites, which is why I get a lot of views. I don't get views primarily on YouTube. My views are coming in from outside sites, primarily Reddit. Or Facebook groups. Like, we have an outdoors channel, so I post in outdoors groups on YouTube, or from YouTube to Facebook, and all of the members in that group, they might not be subscribed to the channel, but they're watching the episode. So that's how I get my views, is just networking through social media. We have, and you could get all that on my channel's homepage. Yep, no one knows the outcome. That's the point. Even me, which is why it's a good experiment. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Uh, we're just going to thumbs down this video. Everybody that comes in, please thumbs down the video and support the project. In a week or so, we're going to take a look at the analytics after we get time for the numbers to roll around a little bit. And we'll see what the dislike actually does to a video. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Yep, those are the big ones. Twitter's big. Facebook, in my experience, Facebook isn't the best place for networking. Like, I have a Huntsman Facebook page, but they always want you to pay to boost that post so your actual subscribers actually, see the post. And I don't want to do that. I ain't paying money for a service that's supposed to be free and always will be. Greedy sons of bitches. But I do get them in the groups. When you post in a group, a lot of the members see it, and I have a couple of groups that are really supportive of the series. So it's great to be able to network with them. They bring in new people. It brings new people to the channel. It's a whole thing. It's a very symbiotic relationship, and you have to have symbiotic relationships whenever you're trying to build a YouTube channel. You have to network with people. You have to talk to people, and you have to get other people beside yourself, involved in the creation of your channel. You really can't do it alone. If you do, it just means you have boobs. But like I said, I got some great supporters out there, some rather large groups, even bushcrafting groups, and everybody knows how I feel about bushcrafting these days, that are really supportive of the channel, and they're really supportive of my approach. I do want to give a shout out, talking about that right now. I want to give a shout out to MCQ Bushcraft. I released a clip from Redneck Road where I was talking about MCQ Bushcraft and how he operates, how his channel has evolved, and his perspective on the outdoors genre. And MCQ is a lot like me. He goes out all the damn time without the camera. He's not trying to make money off of being out in the wilderness anymore. He's trying to actually embrace being out in the wilderness. So he's leaving the camera behind, and he's going out there doing what he's done for years, but he's doing it without the camera. And he pointed out in one of his videos that he's discovered that having the camera along takes something away from the experience of being out in the wilderness. So I watched that video. And I agree with the perspective, because it's something that we've been saying the entire time. And so MCQ Bushcraft, that guy, he came straight to the channel after I released that clip, and he left a comment on that clip. He said he appreciated my support and all of that fun stuff, and we have a mutual respect for each other, because we're both the same. We're not here to build this massive following and turn this into a job. We're here to share the experiences that we have being out in the wilderness, which is why I film different and why he stopped filming for the most part. Now his channel is going to go through an evolutionary phase over the next year. He will be putting out more content but it's going to be just like mine. Now, he might not be using the same colorful metaphors that I use, but he's going to have the same style. It's going to be getting out there and enjoying the finer details of being in the wilderness, and it's not the same repetitive shit. And with New Year's coming around, I really want to try a clean slate for New Year's. So I'm going to get off of commenting on the bushcrafting genre. Those boys are doing their thing. They have a rabid following, and they're not going to be any different than what they've been for years now. I actually went and watched Joe Robinette last night. He put out his Christmas episode, and he was talking about the age of bullying on YouTube and social media is over. We're coming into a new age, coming into a new year, and he kind of wants to clean the slate. He talked about his past. He talked about other channels that are up and coming. He talked about other channels that were bigger than his channel, and he just hit 1 million subscribers who have completely disappeared. So you'd never know what's going to happen from one moment to the next on YouTube. Something might happen. Joe just hit 1 million subscribers, and something might happen where he has to just stop, and that peak that he's on is just gone. So and you see that with other. Look at Logan Paul. Logan Paul. I mean, he was making shit tons on YouTube. One mistake, and he lost it all, just like that. So anybody that's going out there thinking that this is something to invest their heart and soul into, don't do it, because it comes hard and it gets taken away in an instant. Go out there and do something that nobody can take away from you. Because if YouTube or you get a troll that starts flagging your videos for whatever reason, or YouTube fucks up, or there's just so many variables. You can't bank on this, guys. And I'm not going to risk the security of my family and my income on the gamble of YouTube. And MCQ has the same philosophy. There are guys out there that consider this a job. I'd love to see that on a fucking resume someday. I don't consider this a job. I consider this fun, and when it stops being fun, I'll quit doing it. I'm not going to stress over my analytics. I'm not going to stress over my subscribers number or how many views I'm getting. I just do what I do. I got some videos out there that get 1,000 views in the first 24 hours. I got a couple videos out there that are pushing 20,000 views. I got other videos out there that ain't even broke 50 yet. I got videos from whenever I first started the channel that still don't have any over 50 views. And that's just because I wasn't in all these gears that I'm in now. Now my average is about 200 views in an evening. And it's up and down. It changes all the time. Exactly, Silent Wolf. That's why I talk about my job all the time. I love my job, as exhausting and as stressful as it is. I still have that kind of old school work ethic. I got a punch a time clock. That's what I've done all my damn life. And I'm not going to come to YouTube and say, oh, well, YouTube is a job, so I have 2 jobs now. I'm going to quit one and pick YouTube, because YouTube's the gamble. I know my work's going to be there every single fucking day. I know exactly how much I'm going to make. It's not a gamble from one video to the next. And I can rise up I can still go up through the company. I only got like maybe 2-3 positions before I'm up to office level. And I've only been there a year. I got promoted 4 times my first year with 4 different raises. But so I can excel at my job, my day job. Whenever it comes to YouTube, aside from doing these little live streams and doing Redneck Road, I'm only filming the Huntsman series 1 day a week. I film that on Sundays, edit it on Monday, release it on Tuesday, and that's the end of my YouTube job. The whole channel, everything that I've done on this channel is filming 1 day a week. Redneck Road, We got that little project coming up. We're going to see how that goes. But Redneck Road is just filling out the gap between the time I get off of work and the time I get home. It's a 15-20 minute drive. And during that drive, I could be talking about my work day, I could be talking about my dogs, my kids, my channel, what we got coming up in this week's episode, answering some of your guys' questions if you submit them, all that kind of shit. It's just, there's no rules for Redneck Road. There's no limits on the topics or anything like that. If you guys bring something up that you want me to talk about, Redneck Road is where you're going to see it at. Doing channel shout-outs, channel reviews like I did with MCQ Bushcraft. And as far as Bushcraft channel goes, MCQ Bushcraft is probably my top guy. I mean, he's the guy that I want to see. If he puts out a video, I'm right there watching it. Everybody knows about the issues Joe Robinette and I had. Now, I started watching... Right. Subscribers, now I don't want anybody out there to think that I don't care about you guys. I care about everybody that's active on my channel. But I got over 4,000 people out there, and maybe, I got 7 in here. Now how do I have 4,000 subscribers on the channel, and I only got 7 people in my live stream? That subscribers number don't mean 2 drops of monkey piss to me. What matters to me is the active subscribers. I'll take you 7 that are in this room right now over that 4,000 any damn day. Because you could have all the subscribers in the world, fucking trolls. You could have all the subscribers in the world, but if you don't get watch time, your channel don't grow. You don't get recommended at all. So you could go out there and get sub after sub after sub, and look at Joe. Look at Joe Robinette. He's got 1 million subs, but he's lucky if he gets 20,000 views. Now how do you go from 1 fucking million to 20,000? It's because all of those subscribers, probably 90% of them, aren't watching your shit. That's it. They're not watching, so they're nothing. It's just dead weight. Everybody in the community is so obsessed with, oh my god, I got X amount of subscribers. So fucking what? That don't make you right. It just means that you've been around for a long fucking time. Long enough to get those subscribers. I'm never going to care about the subscriber number. What I pay attention to is my watch time and my retention. If I could keep my watch time and my retention up, I keep my CPU up. Everything is just fine. And because I have a different type of content, I can do different types of things. I didn't limit myself to going out into the woods and cooking a bagel over a campfire and calling it bushcraft. Now, that's exactly what Joe did for his Christmas special. He went out to the woods, set his ass down on a log, and cooked a bagel. That was it. The kid cooked a bagel, and his followers were like, great fucking video, this is awesome. All he did was cook a fucking bagel. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah. Lord Joey over there's got 1 million subscribers, but I've seen the quality of his subscribers, and if they get their dicks all hard over him going out into the woods and fixing a bagel and calling that bushcraft and wilderness survival, I don't need those kind of subs. And they sure as hell don't want to be subscribing to my channel because I ain't got a fucking bagel in this house. How the hell am I going to entertain these people? You know, I'm just not equipped to entertain people that want to watch you cook a bagel over a campfire. I'm just not on their level. Now, well, turkey outdoors, that's pretty good. You know, man, yeah, I am never going to be skilled enough at bushcrafting and wilderness survival and the whole outdoors thing to be able to go out there and fix a proper bagel. If you guys want to see how to fix a proper bagel, you're going to have to go to Joe and his 1 million subscribers, and make sure you get in on that action, and thumbs up that video, and don't say anything at all about Lil Joey's Bagel, because that following will turn on you quicker than shit. They are loyal. Alright? So, yeah. Joe's a good guy. And here, bagel action. Yeah. Okay, let's level this out. New Year's is coming, right? Whenever I first came into YouTube and I started watching outdoor stuff to see what everybody was doing, Little Joey was the first guy that I started watching. And I binge watched Joe Robinette. And I love the kid. I was like, this kid has got talent. He just needs to go through puberty. So I would binge watch Joe. I'd comment. I was supportive of his channel. Comment. Now this is back when he didn't have a lot of subscribers. He sure as hell wasn't close to 1 million. But I did like Joe. And I still like Joe, obviously, because I go and watch his shit sometimes, because it's just comedy to me now. Like going out yesterday and, you know, that little Christmas special where he went out and did nothing but fix a bagel, and he's got like almost 3,000 comments about how awesome this fucking video is, and how he keeps it real, and this is the best wilderness survival shit you could ever see, and all he did was cook a bagel. I can't get over that. I keep wanting to say it. Yeah, he talked about alone in that video. Joe went out on alone, and he gets out there, and you know, he's all fired up and ready to go and thinks he's going to do something, and he lost his ferro rod. When he lost his ferro rod, he couldn't get a fire starter to save his damn life. So he ended up tapping out. One day, yep. And it crushed him. What happened to Joe Robinette on alone crushed him. And in all fairness, I mean, the community turned on him. He was getting mocked and harassed, and I'm surprised the motherfucker ain't got memes out about how much he sucks. But it was one fucking mistake. And the lesson learned from that is, you know, you're dependent on your gear. What happens when you don't have it? Joe lost his fucking ferro rod on the beach, and he couldn't do anything without his gear. And I've been saying that since the get of the Huntsman series. That's why I go out with no gear at all. Because people are so dependent on this fucking gear that if they lose it or it breaks or they're just shit out of luck. I don't want to see that happening to anybody, so I go out there and I do my thing with no gear at all. And guys like Joe don't like that, because they don't do it. You know, Joe went out for 10 days, you know, his longest stretch. Okay, that's great. And that kid proved himself. I mean, if you can go out for fucking 10 days and you could see how it was tearing his ass up and he made it, I gave him a shout out. I gave him mass respect for that 10 days. The problem I have with Joe is whenever I kicked off the Huntsman series, you know, I was getting in touch with all of the bigger channels, MCQ, TNA Outdoors, Hidden Woodsman, all of the guys in that same little clique. And everybody jumped on board and said, let's see what you got, let's see what you're going to do, and they joined in supporting the channel. Joe Robinette was the one and only person who didn't want to support the series, and that's fine. I get that. The problem was, the reason he didn't support the Huntsman series is because I'm not promoting expensive gear. That was his justification. The whole thing happened. Yeah, loads of gear. You need it for that long of a stretch, because Mother Nature don't care. It'll tear your ass up. So Joe's whole justification for not supporting the series was because Heavy Cover was pushing their titanium canteen really hard. And I just come onto the scene and I looked at this canteen, and it was like $200 canteen, right? titanium costs you, raw form, about $30 a pound. This canteen only weighs a couple of ounces. So I'm like looking at this as, what is the markup between their production cost, which includes the raw material at $30 a pound, and then melting it down and dropping it into the forge to make the canteen, their overhead, all that shit, to that $200-300 fucking end product. Hold on a sec, guys. I could not for the life of me figure out how they thought that this goddamn canteen was worth that amount of money. So I tell everybody, don't buy no fucking expensive ass canteen. I got a fucking stainless steel cup that cost me a couple of bucks and it serves me just fine. You don't need that kind of shit. Joe didn't like that. Joe didn't like that because he's in bed with Heavy Cover Inc. He pushes their products for him. They give him a commission. So when Little Joey or any other channel out there is saying, hey, use this promo code and it'll get you 10% off. Alright? Yeah, you'll get your 10% off, but the company's already marked it up 10,000 times what it's actually worth, so they're not out anything. And Joe gets a 10% commission for you buying it. So if you use their code, not only are you paying the company for the product, but you're paying the YouTuber for promoting the product. That's how these sponsorships work. They're not, it doesn't matter if they actually believe in the product or not. The only thing they believe in is their 10% commission. You cannot explain that to a blind, deaf, and dumb following. Joe can't explain to his followers why heavy cover gear is so fucking expensive. Because if you know anything about factory work or production or business, you know that they're marking that shit up 10, 20,000 times what it's actually worth. That's how they make profit. And that's just standard business model. But a lot of us out here, a lot of guys like me, and I do pretty well. But I was well-to-do before I ever came around YouTube. I mean, I'm fine. But the reason I got the money that I have and the life that I have is because I don't spend it. I collect money like bushcrafters collect gear. So I'm all about budget. You know, I want cheap shit. The most expensive piece of gear that I got is this new neck knife. And this was a gift. This is a $200 knife. And look at the size of this thing. It's smaller than my hand. And that will cost anybody else 200 bucks. Now, how much do you guys think, material-wise, is in this? It's triple laminated stainless steel and curly birch. It takes them a day or two to put this thing together and have it all proper, right? Now, if you look at the Heli brand, there's only like 11 people in the world that make this knife. 11 people. You know, a little family-owned company in a small-ass town in Norway makes this knife. It's not mass-produced. And every one of them is made by hand. Now, that's a lot of promo right there, but this is a fucking 6-inch knife. From end to end. That's tiny. As far as the materials go, this thing was a couple of cents. Yeah. The only reason I have this knife is because it was gifted to me from Maja, who actually promotes for Heli Knives. But she can do that over there in Norway. So yeah, this is my everyday carry now. It's a $200 fucking knife, and it's a good knife. But there is no way in hell I would go out and spend $200 for a fucking deer skinner. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want anybody else to do it either. This is my official knife for the everyday carry for the Huntsman series, but I didn't buy this. I didn't pay for this. This was a gift. And that's the only reason I have it. So I'm not going out there promoting heli knives saying, hey, go guys, go grab yourself a heli knife, because it's going to cost you a half a month's rent to get one. And it's the same with my regular bushcraft knife. I didn't buy my bushcraft knife. Yeah, I can't justify a Yeti cooler either. Just because a Yeti cooler would make you cool. You know, I'm not trying to get in with that clique. I don't want anybody else to get into it either. I'll be right back. Oh. A couple people have seen this knife here before. This is the official knife for the Huntsman series, and this is more of your regular standard, what you would consider a bushcrafted knife. And I got this knife here in a contest on the Facebook group Deep Woods Bushcraft and Survival. This was the prize in that contest. So I entered the contest. I happened to win. Whenever I got this knife, I was blown away by it. It's got black pearl scales. You can see right there. And this was the 5th knife. This was only number 5. The 5th knife that the guy made. So this is hand forged, you know, in a private forge, number 5. This is when he was still experimenting, and you can tell that by the stitching. See how rough that is? Whenever you're new, and this is kind of like a prototype knife, whenever you're new, this is the kind of shit that happens whenever you're trying to figure out how all this stuff works. So this is my, and you can see the patina on there, man. I beat the shit out of this knife all the time. I'm out there all the time with this knife. So between this and the Mandra, these two, this is my everyday carry. This is the official knife for the series, and I didn't buy either one of them. Now, if you was to go out and buy a knife like this, another $100, $200 for the smaller one. That's just how the market works. So getting back to what started this conversation was that's how Joe was able to quit his job and work on YouTube. He's pushing products that are insanely priced, and he's getting a hell of a commission for anybody dumb enough to say, oh, I want what little Joey's got, so I can be Dora the Explorer too. It's not going to make you any better. If you go out and buy anything, it's got to serve a damn purpose. Now, heli knives, those things are meant to take a beating. They're designed to be used. So I did look at the background of the heli company. That's how I know they only employ like 11 to 20 people, somewhere in that range, back and forth a little bit. It's not mass produced in a factory in Taiwan with a plastic fucking handle on it. I mean, they're hand forged knives, so there's a little bit of overhead because you got to pay all those people to make it, and you got to make a profit. But I guarantee you, it don't come up to that amount of money. Their profits are insane, and it's just because everybody's buying that name. But that's the way with any product. If you go out and buy a pair of fucking sneakers, the only reason you're buying it is because you want to look cool, and everybody's buying the name. So Joe was able to quit his day job and be a YouTuber because he's making such a high fucking commission off of plugging products and having sponsors and all that other stuff. And that's fine. Most YouTubers have that as their dream. I don't want to punch a time clock. I don't want to have a man's job. I just want to be able to film and lay on my ass at the house and not do anything. You can bet the amount of content that Joe puts out, he's only filming a couple hours a week, and he'll edit that up, throw it up on the channel, make him a couple $1,000, and the rest of the time he's just sitting around on the couch eating bonbons and watching Netflix. And you know, he calls himself an entrepreneur doing that. You're not. You're on the YouTube welfare program. Your entire future is based on an unstable market. Tomorrow, all of that could be gone, and then what's Joe gonna do? I don't want anybody falling into that same trap. And bigger YouTubers, guys, there are YouTubers out there that have made millions doing this. Gone, just like that. You know, Logan Paul's gonna have to go out and get himself a girlfriend now. He's got money because he can't make his own. It all got taken from him instantly for one fucking mistake. And not only did Logan Paul's mistake affect him and destroy him, but it destroyed everybody on YouTube. It cascaded throughout YouTube. His one mistake cost all of us. That's when Adpocalypse happened, and it got harder and harder to become, you know, a partner, a YouTube partner, because of one guy's fuck up. So you look at the number of people that are on YouTube and a kind of people that are on YouTube. Logan fucked it up for everybody, but there's going to be another one. There's going to be another Logan Paul out there, and that channel is already in the process of being created right now as we're talking right here. And whenever YouTube catches up with that sumbitch, they're going to shut him down, and it's going to cascade out to all of us, and we're all going to pay the price for it again. There's just too many variables on YouTube to turn this into a career or call yourself an entrepreneur. You're not an entrepreneur. You're whoring yourself out to anybody who wants to use your subscribers as a captive audience. And that's it. You see your subscribers as cash cows, and you see your following as profit. And the only reason you're doing this is because you don't want to fucking work a real job. And anybody that says any different can come into the comment section and try to prove me wrong. I do this. And I could do this. I could run my channel one day a week and sit on my ass and do nothing the rest of the week. I don't, but I could. There's just no fucking dignity in it as far as I'm concerned. You know, and then you got other people out there don't have channels at all. They don't put out any content. They don't even upload a profile picture or anything like that. There's all these accounts on YouTube, millions of accounts on YouTube. They're just audience, the general audience. They don't have channels. They're not trying to promote anything. They're just here to watch, or they're here to troll. Usually a troll don't have any kind of marker on their channel. They don't have any cover photo, no profile picture. They have some dumbass fucking name that sounds like it came out of a truck stop somewhere. You know, and they're hiding. They gotta hide their identity because they're here for our ulterior motives. You know, they're just trying to fuck people up. They can't fuck me up because I can't be offended. I'm a dick, honestly. I'm not going to dish it out to anybody if I can't take it myself. And I can take it. I don't care. A bad product, yeah. And I wouldn't want to do that either. Let's say some new company just put out this new gear, right? And they sent me one. Everything's fine. So now they got to produce it a little bit faster because I plugged it, and they got all these people coming in. They got all these orders. They're out of stock. We need to make more. We need to make more. In order to make more and fulfill those orders, they cut quality control out of the equation, and they start sending you secondhand shit. So if there's any fault in that gear, and I'm the one that kicked that gear off, somebody goes out with it and gets hurt, that's on me. That's not on the company. Because I know how the company is going to act. I've been in enough companies to know. If they get a big fucking order, they're more obsessed with their profit margins than they are their quality control. And they will send out faulty shit in order to get that profit. They do it all the damn time. That's why you have recalls all the fucking time, because they're trying to fill orders, not keep their quality control up. You know, that's why I like working with the company that I work for, because they'll call the customer and say, I don't know what the hell you were thinking ordering this many pieces. We're not going to be able to make that and keep our quality up. They won't take the order. We have lost a lot of money, probably billions of dollars over the last 40 years to quality control. I had to approve that for some reason, Silent Wolf. I apologize for the delay, but yeah, my favorite troll was, and yeah, for some reason YouTube wanted me to approve that. Ugh, guys, I'm telling you, everybody thumbs down this video. So you look at all that kind of shit. Now the Huntsman series, the Huntsman channel, we have done very good for only being around for less than a year. Our 1 year anniversary ain't until March. So I'll bring up my dashboard here real quick, and we'll just read off the numbers right off the rip. My first year, we'll look at the whole year. Boom, 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 boom. And we're going to go ahead and break all the rules here. So I have almost 3 million minutes of watch time. We're at 2,925 plus million minutes of watch time. 736, almost 737,000 views. And that's just our general views. And that's from December 20th to December 20th when I opened the channel account, so you can't really go by that. I did not release my first video until March. From November, and I've mentioned this before, from November of last year to March of this year, I was filming, and I had all these episodes stockpiled. I still have a lot of videos stockpiled on my channel that could be released anytime. I just release them whenever I want to. And then we premiered on March 20th, which is the first day of spring. Now, if you guys watch every video on the channel, you know that the first day of spring is important to the mythology of the channel. We premiered the channel on the first day of spring because it coincides with a different story. So from March 20th, the first day of spring, until today, you know, we've done very, very well as far as being a new channel. Now, the reason we've done very well is because I networked with a lot of people. I got copyright permission from a lot of people to be able to use their footage, and those have been some of my most popular videos. My very first video was a collab between the Huntsman channel and 5 other channels that were already here and already established. That's how I did it. I just reached out and started talking to people in private, sending them emails or private messages on Instagram, whatever I had to do to get in touch with the folks that you see on my channel. Everybody that you see on my channel that's not me has given me permission to use their content. So that's why I don't have to worry about anything on the channel. I got written permission from each and every one of them. And that's how you do it. Now, let's say Silent Wolf and we're going to have this little project going on together, right? So him and I will have a written agreement where I can use clips from his videos, he can use clips from my videos in order to create a new video. We'll have that written permission. Now, once you give somebody written permission to use content from your channel, you can never take that back. You can't cancel that. You can't legally say anything after that. So there is a bit of consideration, and I have had people turn down, me asking them, hey, could I plug your shit on my channel? Now here's the exchange. I promote their stuff. And all of the metadata, they have links to all of their social media accounts. Now, a lot of the people that I work with, they're not big on YouTube. They don't care about YouTube. They care about Instagram, or they care about traffic to their website. So they want that hyperlink put into the metadata, right? So I'm just promoting their stuff. In return for that, I get views and watch time. That's how I get paid, views and watch time, and that's how the channel grows. They're getting me views, they're getting me watch time, they're getting me new subscribers because I'm able to vary the content, to add their content in with mine, and we make this sort of a hybrid channel, right? You're not just seeing me going out and cooking a bagel. You could see anything. You could see Hannah, you could see Courtney, you could see anybody out there who agrees to be on the channel. They get free promotion. I get my views and watch time that I need for the channel to grow successfully. Whoever thumbed up this video, I'm going to whoop your ass. Thumbs down it. Thumbs down. We're thumbs down in this whole video. Didn't you read the title? So, support my local troll, man. Thumbs down the video. I got a lonely troll. Poor little bastard. I don't want him to off himself before New Year's. He already had to clone himself. Bagel action for life. Oh, we are Silent Wolf. I love it. We're going to make a Joe Robinette parody about cooking bagels in the woods and calling it Bushcraft. I'll tell you what. If you go back, Joe's got a little over 300 or 400 videos out. I think 400. Thank you, Martin. If you go to Joe's channel and you actually look at the content of his videos, that motherfucker cooks a lot of bagels. And a lot of his content was, you know, he went out in the morning and he fixed himself breakfast and he went home. And that was it. And this kid got over 1 million followers doing nothing but that. Now, he has some epic adventures on there. You know, the big highlight reels, the 10 days out, the long road trips, the meetups. He has these gems of his channel, but the majority of his content is camp cooking. Yeah, just day trips. He's not out there for more than a couple of hours. He's out there to film a fucking video, eat his bagel, and go home, call it a day. It's brilliant if you're a lazy motherfucker. I mean, you have to have some serious apathy going on to consider yourself an entrepreneur or a businessman or a man in general when the only thing that you can manage to do with your day is to go out and film for an hour and then go home and watch Netflix. You know, maybe I'm just too old school. Now, that's more of a millennial type mindset, I suppose. It's more, you know, my little brother, the one that I'm going back down home to pick up tomorrow so he can come and film an episode of Huntsman with me. He's the same way. He's got that same just ride through life, you know, on cruise control mentality. I think he had a job once, but he's 22 years old, you know. He ain't trying to get a job. And it's fucked up because, you know, whenever I was the exact opposite. I'm still the exact opposite of him, and I have no impact on his psychology whatsoever. He looks up to me and all that other shit, and but he just can't get it in him to have a work ethic. He wants a free ride through life, and there's just countless people out there just like that. I don't know how the hell people got so fucking lazy or how they can look in the fucking mirror. I just don't see no dignity in it. But, you know, maybe I'm just out of time now. You know, I'm 40, and I grew up on John Wayne, and I got a 22-year-old brother who grew up on... what the fuck was it? Pokemon? We're different. Same family. We're brothers. The exact opposite. And it's because we were born almost 2 decades apart. You know? It's crazy. So whenever I see these guys out there, all these vloggers and all this other shit out there, and they got, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers, and they consider themselves entrepreneurs and public figures, and, you know, everybody wants that Hollywood sense of fame and success, but uh, it's all hollow. It don't mean shit, and, you know, a few years they get burnt out, and then they just go back to being normal themselves. Uh, I just don't see why anybody would choose to go that way from the get, and I ain't going to go that way. I did have somebody say that once I got up high enough to start receiving sponsorships, that I would take it without hesitation, and I'll be on my channel trying to explain to my followers why I sold out and hoard myself out to sponsors and all this other shit, and it's not going to happen, guys. You are not going to see me plugging products unless, you know, I'm talking about, hey, Maja over in Norway, who, you know, goes out on all these hunts and everything, sent me a knife. I really appreciate the gift. That's different than saying, hey, you guys need to go buy this, I'll get you 10% off. If I get gifted something, yeah, I'm going to give that person a shout out. I really appreciate the gift. Maja's one of my role models. She's absolutely amazing. And, you know, if you guys ever follow anybody from Norway, that countryside is awe-inspiring. You can't help but get motivated looking at the Norwegian stuff or anything from the Scandinavian countries. And I look at that particular culture because the wilderness and being outdoors is so ingrained into their culture. It's like an everyday thing. For us, it's bushcrafting, or it's survival, or it's all this market, whatever you want to fucking call it, all this market bullshit. And for them, it's Tuesday. So that's, you know, that's why I look at the Norwegian stuff so much, because it's so ingrained into their everyday life that I can relate to it more. They're not trying to promote this as a business or something like that. It's just what they do. It's just an everyday thing, and that's really the way that I lean. This is what I do every day. And Redneck Road's the same way. It's my ride home from work. Whenever I go out, you know, and I'm checking the trail cam all the time. I have to go out and check the trail cam. It's one of my chores. It's on my to-do list. It's just something that I do all the time. It's not that big of a thing. It's just what I do. Going out hiking and, you know, all of the adventures we go on. I've been doing that since I was fucking 8 years old, you know, and my mom and dad were letting me go to the thicket patch in the backyard. I'm not doing anything different than I've done my entire life. I'm just doing it in a different landscape. And I'm lucky enough to live in an area where I have multiple landscapes. We could go to grasslands. We can go to deep, dark woods. We can go to the rivers. We can go to the lake. We can go to wide open spaces. We can go to urban environments. And all of that is within 20 minutes of my damn house. So as far as the settings go, I'm just lucky. As far as what I'm doing in those settings, same thing I've always done. I'm not seeing it as a business, and I'm not seeing it as anything other than what it is. I go out just because it's there, and I think that's why everybody should go out. And whenever I'm out there, you know, I want to look at the trees and the rocks and the crystals and the wildlife. I don't want to be just staring at my bagel. Another thing coming up, we're going to take a look at this real quick, and then I'm going to have to wrap this up. I need to get my ass back to working on the house before my wife gets home. We've already been over an hour now. My wife don't come home for about another 3.5 hours, but I want to make sure the house is all nice and neat for her. My wife is the luckiest person in the world, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on record because she's at work and she's not going to see this until later. I do the dishes. I do the laundry. I clean the house. I take the dogs out. I do everything. My wife don't have to do nothing because my wife shouldn't have to do anything. My wife works downtown Cleveland, right? And she has been busting her ass and doing this executive type work all her life, ever since she got out of school. Even in the job now, she's got to manage all these people, right? She's got to boss all these people around and tell them what to go do so they'll fucking go do it because none of them is going to do it on their own. I don't want her coming home with that same fucking mentality as saying, Steve, I need you to do this, 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 and this, and have it done by this time. No, honey, you ain't micromanaging me. I can handle this on my own. So whenever my wife comes home, I make sure that her office is clean, because she's going to go straight into her office and do her thing in there. Hell, I even take the trash out in her office, and it's just something that I've always done. You know, I tumble her clothes from work. Hell, there's been times when I'm out in the kitchen ironing her pants or some shit like that. I do that shit for my wife. I think everybody should. It's good for you. It keeps you humble, and it keeps her happy. But I will be honest and say that it goes from being, oh, honey, that's sweet, to an expectation, because I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and it went from, you are the sweetest person in the world, to she just throws her clothes down beside me and expect that shit to be done. So they do get used to it. All right, let me show you one more thing here, real quick, guys. Oh, this big sumbitch. Oh. Yeah, so we got some new content coming up on the channel this next year. This might be a little controversial, and I don't know how YouTube is going to act about how we do this. But I know I can get away with some things. I know I can't get away with others, because YouTube will delete the video. So, what we're going to be doing is we will be hunting this next year. We're going to be bow hunting, and we'll have everything, you know, we're going to have a climbing tree stand and all that other shit. So yeah, we will be doing hunting on the Huntsman series this next year. We're going to do some tracking, and we're going to do some killing. Now, whenever it comes to YouTube, they don't mind you tracking, they don't mind you target shooting, they don't even mind you filming while you're on an actual hunt. What they don't want you doing is filming the kill shot, or filming cleaning the animal after. No blood, no guts, no none of that. So I can't teach you guys how to field dress a deer, or cut a deer, make 3 cuts on a deer, a Y cut on its ass end, grab a hold of its tail and yank down, and hide comes right off. I can't show you guys how to do that on YouTube. On YouTube. Alright, Silent Wolf, thanks, buddy. What I can do, though, is I can show you those videos on a different site. So we're going to have, hold on a sec, we're going to have a different site come up on the channel. It's going to be Udo. Udo is a social media platform for outdoorsmen that is uncensored. And you can't have anybody going in there harassing you for your content, or taking anything down because it's blood and guts and animal killing. It is for hunters primarily. Any outdoor activity can be done on there, but it was designed for people who want to be able to share hunting videos, cleaning the animals, how to get the best steak cuts, all that kind of stuff, right? So get back. We are going to be hosting the hunts that we do on YouTube. And that'll be integrated into the channel, so you guys will actually be able to follow links. I'll put promos out, and they'll be edited promos where you guys can get some of the content, and if you want to watch the full video, then you can go on over to YouTube and watch it. So we're going to be breaking down my bow and arrow, the type of arrowheads that I use. I got a whole quiver full of it. Alright, Witch, thank you. I'll see you in a few. We're going to go through a whole quiver full of arrows and show you how to refit them. And then we're going to go through all of the shit for how to fill out your bow, get that equipped the way that you want it equipped, get your sights on there, everything that you want to do. So this is the bow that I'll be using in the series, and we'll be breaking this down Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll be breaking this down into individual pieces. We'll be going through all of that. Yes, it is a compound bow. Uh, and then we'll show you how to rig everything up for a good, successful hunt. Show you how to get your sights locked in. We'll be doing a lot of archery stuff on the channel this next year. We'll be doing some target shooting, but we're not going to go all survival lily and go out there and shoot every stuffed animal that we come across. We're actually going to do some American legit target shootings for sighting in your bow and staying in practice for hunting season. Not just going out there shooting stuffed animals all the damn time. So yep. Yeah, I got my first compound bow when I think I was 12 when I got my first compound bow. I started off a shotgun. But yeah, like I said, we're going to break this thing down into every single detail you would ever want to know about using compound bow. The climbing tree stand, we're going to show you how that works, and how portable it is, and how you can just take these two platforms out there and climb right up a tree like it's nothing. Climb like a bear. Now under 70? Yeah. I'm hoping I'm still shooting when I'm in my 70s. Nomadic bike, nice to see you, buddy. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at the bow probably next. It'll probably be next. I'm gonna say in a couple of weeks. I was gonna say next week, but I'm actually going out and filming with my brother this weekend, and I don't know if we're gonna have the bow out this weekend. We might be doing some other things. But we will definitely be getting to this. I'll be setting up targets here at the house. We'll have a target out at the camp. Then we'll be going to the range and making sure everything's fine-tuned and all that kind of stuff for future videos. So we do have the bow coming up in the series. And like I said, whenever it comes to hunting season, bow season will be next fall. Now, I went out this year, but we didn't film any of that because... And it was really hard, to be honest. Get this snap back in here real quick. It was hard not going out on and filming a hunt this year. But I have a very specific formula for the Huntsman channel and very specific content that I want to put out at different times. And the reason I'm doing that and I have this specific formula is because if you put everything out all at once, or if you put your best content out in your first year or your first month or something like that, then you don't have nothing to sustain you long term. So I have long term plans. Yeah, smash that thumbs down button. I have long term plans for the Huntsman series. The reason we didn't do any hunting this year is because we started off a little bit smaller. We started off with animal behavior. Basically, we were studying the deer herd. You know, we named a couple of the animals. We found the coyotes. That's kind of a new addition to the channel. Everything that we did this year was leading up to the hunt, and that included tracking the Huntsman buck from down in the river valley all the way up to the trail cam site, setting the trail cam up and developing the trail cam. We moved it around a couple of times. We tried different baits. We tried different angles. And it was this whole learning process. We ran into a whole herd of deer. And rather than just going and rushing out there and killing them, we spent the entire year studying them like it was, hey Tom, like it was a classroom. And again, the reason I did that was because content. It's not always about killing them. You got to study them. You got to learn their behavior. You got to learn what they're doing, what they're not doing, how they travel through the woods, how they survive through the winter, how they make it through the heat of the summer, how they deal with those coyotes. There was so much to learn from that deer herd. Yeah, please thumbs down this video. We're trying to support my lonely troll. So anybody new into the room, if you could please take your thumbs up and make it a thumbs down. So my one and only troll on the channel does not feel lonely. I want him to be able to come to this video and know that there's people out there that support his efforts. And we're all going to team up and we're going to thumbs down this video. And then in a week or so, we're going to come back and we're going to look at the analytics and see what all of those thumbs down did to the video, which is going to be a whole hell of a lot of nothing. And I'm going to prove it by showing you guys my analytics page. So yeah, this is an experiment, but it's also now I've never really been able to explain what I do with the deer, but I'll give you a little background here. If you guys ever get the chance to read the book, not watch the movie, but read the book, The Horse Whisperer, read it. The Horse Whisperer was the book that I read when I was younger that changed my mindset on how animals communicate. And just a quick summary real quick, this guy had, what do they call that, where you can only see in black and white? He could only see in black and white. So, lived on a ranch, and he would go out at night to watch the horses. And since he could only see in black and white, he couldn't see color, he could see really well at night, because he could just, all he saw was different shades, right? So he would go out there and he would watch the horses. And as years went on, he noticed that the horses were communicating with each other, primarily using body language. And he began to work on interpreting the horse's language, what specific movements that they were making meant. So it was just like translation. He was translating the horse's language into English. And that's how he became as successful as he did, was he learned the animals' body movements and their behaviors, and he gives a lot of stories of different instances that happened within the herd of horses that led him to discovering all of these things. Later on in the book, he explains that it's not just horses, it's everything. Each animal has its own language, how they communicate with each other. The closest one to the horses was white-tailed deer. The white-tailed deer behavior and equine behavior is almost identical. They have the same language, but a different accent. So if you read that book and you learn a few of his tricks about how he was communicating with these horses, then you learn a few tricks about how you can communicate with the deer. Hello, Elena. How you doing, sweetheart? So whenever I'm out there in the woods and you guys see me getting close to the whitetail, hello from Waterloo, hello from Ohio, or whenever you guys see me getting close to the deer, what you don't see on camera. Here are a couple of things that you don't see on camera. If the camera's facing the deer, you'll see the deer sometimes acting like they're chewing on something, like they got something in their mouth, or almost like they're chewing gum, right? And their mouth's just moving in this clockwise circle. That is them telling me that they're not a meat eater, that they're an herbivore. That's what they're saying. Whenever they're looking at you and they got this chewing motion going on, this clockwise type chewing motion going on. So I do that back to them. So if they start doing that motion, I mimic them. So I'm telling them that I'm not there, that I'm a herbivore, that I'm not there to eat them. That's what I'm saying. We're sending that message back and forth just by the motion of our mouth. And they can see mine just as well as I can see theirs. Some of the boys, the bucks, especially HB, whenever they come up, they drop their head, almost like they're bowing down to you. And I'll do the same thing. There's two different things for that. Now, if you look down, and you lower your shoulders, you're looking down at the ground, you're not making direct eye contact with them, and you turn slightly away from them, it's a submissive type of position. So I can be holding the camera while I got the film on HB, and I'm actually looking down at the ground, peeking at the camera every once in a while to make sure he's still in frame, but my posture and everything is submissive. So he stays put. He doesn't flag or anything like that. He just stays there and he's watching me, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing, because I'm saying that I'm submitting to him just so I can capture him on film, and he starts walking closer to me. Anytime you guys see me sitting out there with the deer and you see them walking directly towards the camera, the reason they're walking directly towards the camera is because I'm in a submissive position, that I'm telling those deer that they're in control. And whenever you tell them that they're in control of this exchange, this communication, then they get a little bit curious, or like, because humans go out there and they think they just dominate everything, that we control it, that we're top of the food chain, that we're the alphas, that we have dominion over the wilderness, and we don't. The first thing you guys want to leave home is your sense of dominion, that you're going to go out there and you're going to control everything. Let go of the idea of control. It's a fucking illusion anyway. And submit to what's in front of you. Submit to nature, submit to the wildlife, and you'll have these kind of exchanges. So, like I was saying, I have this submissive position. I'm usually lower than they are, so they feel bigger than me. That gives them that sense of calm and sense of control, even though I could change it instantly. And they're weighing me out. They can feel that. And it's not just what I'm what I'm saying. They have to believe what I'm saying, because they can pick up on the slightest little intent, right? So you see them walking directly towards me. They could be maybe 5-10 yards away. Like, I could reach out and touch them if I wanted to. But if I did that, if I went like that to reach out and touch one, one of two things would happen. They're either going to bolt because I crossed the line, or they're going to let me cross the line, and we're going to have that bridge between man and animal. And once you make that bridge, once you make that physical connection, and you're like petting that deer on the cheek or something like that, thinking it's great for the video, the deer will start behaving in a different manner. Whenever they see you, they're not going to hesitate to come up and run up to you. They're not going to hesitate to come and see if you got food for them, and then they become dependent on your presence. And that can handicap them, especially that far out. If they're dependent on me because I'm taking apples out to the trail cam too often, or my presence is too often, they start desensitizing themselves to the dangers of being around humans, and that could get them hurt, because the next guy that walks out there might not be as nice as I am. They might have the intention of going out there and killing them. So those deer have to keep their instinct to be able to bolt from a guy that they don't recognize and don't trust. They have to be able to tell the difference between me and the next guy, and I have to communicate that with them. In order to stay close to this herd and be able to walk into the herd and the entire herd be comfortable with my presence there, I have to say, you can be comfortable with me, but don't trust that guy over there. And in order to communicate all of that, I have to learn their behaviors, their specific dialect, and the chain of command, which buck that I should be talking to and which buck I should be ignoring. That guy's going to send a message down to the rest of the herd. And it's the same with the does. There's almost an alpha female, usually the oldest female, who teaches the younger ones how to care for their young, and there's this whole network going on. So I have to communicate with the does differently than I do with the bucks. And that's what we spent the entire year doing. We didn't take the bow out this year. We didn't take go shotgun season this year. As far as the series went, it was just studying the wildlife and learning this particular herd's behaviors and language. And that was something that I've never seen anybody else do. Usually, if anybody was to go out there and find the kind of bucks that I found this year, they'd be trying to kill them instantly, and that's that human arrogance coming in. There was a part of me that said, man, I'd love to have that rack. I'm going to get that rack. Thank you, Elena. I try. But I do get along better with the wildlife than I do other people. Anybody that's been around long enough will tell you that. So whenever it comes to that particular herd, we will we will continue to work with the herd. We'll continue to learn from that herd. But later on in the year, it won't be the herd that you guys have all come to. You know, okay, honey, I'll give you guys a look around here in a minute. We won't hurt the herd that everybody's come to know and love. We're going to go further down south and do our hunting this year. So, as far as I'm concerned, the herd that we have been following for the past year, in spite of the size of the bucks or the healthiness of the does or anything like that, those guys are part of our story now. They're just like subscribers to the channel. I don't want anything happening to them. I'll do everything I can to keep them happy, healthy, and reappearing on the channel for as long as you guys want to see them. I haven't really showed you guys around my house too much. I'll show you around real quick, just real quick. Now, my treasure room is a bit messy because I am just coming off of Christmas and I am in the middle of actually cleaning the house. But yeah, there's a piano. I actually got videos of my niece playing this. She is amazing at the piano, and so is my wife. They both play. So you can see here how all these stones and everything that you see, and even this cabin that's in here, this is all stuff that I've created or placed inside the house from my adventures and being out in the woods. I really tried to integrate nature into the decor of the house. And it's just like this backdrop here on the lamp. Those are actually just the stems from my daylilies out in the front flower bed. Things like that. Curio cabinet. All the way up, ivy vines. Those are live ivy vines. And then up there we got the redneck chandelier, which is pear. Those are pear branches with just a single strand of Christmas lights running through them. Cost me $1.50 to put a chandelier in my living room. You see my wife's office over there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we'll go in here real quick. Like I said, this is a little bit messy because it's just coming off of Christmas. This is the treasure room for anybody that hasn't seen this yet. This is where all of the behind the scenes stuff for the Huntsman series happens. And we have a lot of different things in here. Anybody who's seen my interview with Pusha Studios, you guys know that this is the room that I filmed in whenever I was doing that. Here are the prized possessions. These are crystals, and the story about these particular crystals, this set here, is going to be coming up on the channel. We're going to be taking a look at these crystals. I have these four here. This one, that chunk there, that one, and that one are all part of a specific story. And I'll be telling that story in an upcoming episode. There's actually a fifth crystal, but it is back at my childhood home, and we'll be going back there to pick up that crystal tomorrow. So the final crystal in the set of 5 will be coming home with me tomorrow. So yeah, there's a quick walk around part of the house. Now I have a 3-story house. Have the attic. I've filmed up in the attic a couple of times. All of that stuff you see on the channel. Start filming here at the house a little bit more, and you guys will see some different aspects. But that's a quick walkthrough of just what's around me right now. I have a craft section out in the kitchen. It's actually a coffee nook out in the kitchen. That's where I make my staffs, my walking sticks, go through my gear and make sure all of that's right. Whenever it comes to the creative side, it's usually done there in the treasure room. I have a handwritten journal in there that I keep notes in, and a lot of the stuff that happens as far as the development of the series is done in that room. And then, like I said, you know, piano nook, pretty basic house, wife's office. So yeah, my wife got an office, and I got that room in there you guys just seen. We're a little bit different. She's very clean and just wants her computer and everything's nice and neat. And I do this whole clusterfuck of Victorian decor. but that's just our different styles. I actually decorated the whole house. Like everything that you just seen, I did all of that. And I'm really big about integrating nature into uh, the decor of the house. So we have trees here. We have live ivy vines out in the kitchen. There's a lot of stones sitting around that I just picked up from the river. But everything in this house, I really didn't pay a whole lot for. And then you got the Huntsman painting back there in the corner. You see that there? There's a video up on the channel that tells the story behind that particular painting and why it's the symbol of the channel. We'll take a look at that a little bit closer here. It's actually a pretty good sized painting. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized painting, and I painted that. But this here has see all of that background. I did the paper, and then I painted the logo on it, and it's actually made out of cemetery dirt. I got 2 cats here that think this thing is haunted. At night, they come up to this painting and they just stand there and meow at it. And my wife said it's because I made it with cemetery dirt. Not the kind of thing you expect from a guy like me, right? I think most guys like with my style or my personality or being in the outdoor genre, they go more with kind of redneck, should have a rebel flag hanging up behind the couch and that kind of thing. And here I am, and it's all Victorian, and there's a lot more to me than I've put out on the series. I tell you that. I don't know if I'm gonna get into. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get into why I have all of the Victorian stuff, or why I do. I don't even know how to put it. I guess I should just drop that subject. I don't know if I'm gonna get into my background previous to the Huntsman because I don't want to put anybody off. I've had a colorful life. My parents raised me a little bit differently than other parents raised their kids. If we stop and see my dad tomorrow and we go into his house, you guys are going to see some crazy shit because that's just the way my dad is. Yeah, as far as stuff that was about 200 years ago, 250, 300 years ago even, that's fascinated me my entire life. I'm really into the Victorian era, just the start of the industrial era really. Yeah, Elena, honey, you have no idea. Yeah, there's a lot more to me than the dick you see running out in the woods, just talking trash about everybody. Like I said, I've had a very eventful, colorful, and adventurous life. There's things about me and things about my story that I just don't know if they're going to be part of this channel or not, because it is so different from it's just like what you guys saw today. It's just so different from this genre and my character here, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm not trying to pretend to be anybody, really. I mean, this is me. But at the same point in time, there are facets of my life and very, very long stories, very complicated and complex stories about my life over the past, pretty much the past 30 years that would blow you away. And I don't think it fits on the channel. But there is a reason there are a lot of reasons, like the reasons I can go out there and I can do what I do, whether it's mud skiing and jumping off of a cliff and not getting hurt, you know, everything you guys see me do, from talking to the wildlife to just the crazy shit you see in the regular Huntsman series, that all stems from my background. Yeah, you should see my attic, nomadic. There's a lot of stuff up in the attic that's kind of crazy too. Um, but I did mention a couple of times I was going to show everybody around the house. One of these days we'll do a video where I just give you a proper tour and I show you the finer details of the house. That was just a quick once around, just right where I'm sitting. I'll give you a full tour. My house is huge. Um, we'll do a full tour someday and take a look around. And I'll explain some of the more important items that I have in my collection. Most of it has something to do with some chapter in my life. But anyway, guys, been at this for 96 minutes now, so I got to wrap it up. I got the tree to take down yet. I'm going to tidy up my wife's office right quick before she gets home from work. And we'll be... we'll be hitting the road tomorrow. Sorry, I just got a message I was reading real quick. We're hitting the road tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a 4-hour drive. I'm going to be going back to my childhood home for the first time in almost 5 years. Seeing my family, my actual family, for the first time in almost 5 years. I don't like the idea of going back there, and there are reasons for that. I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible. I'm just going down there to pick up my brother. My little brother's going to be coming up. He's going to be filming the next episode of Huntsman with me. So you'll get to meet him and see some of the stuff we do together, which is insane. Might even see a sword fight. We'll explain that later. But yeah, if on my way down there, I'll think about what I want to do in the episode. You might actually get to see a legitimate sword fight in the next episode of Huntsman. I'll be filming Redneck Road on the road trip. So tomorrow, whenever I'll take my wife to work, I'll leave and hit the highway. I'll have the cameras rolling as I'm heading down home, picking my brother up. You guys will get to see my family. And then the drive back, I'll be filming that whole time. I'll be filming Redneck Road episodes that whole time. Now that road trip's going to be broken down into like a mini-series. It'll be probably like a 2-week mini-series, and that'll be the premiere of Redneck Road. Get back here, film the episode this weekend, take him back on Sunday, so I have another 4-hour drive there, and I can use that time for filming another segment of Redneck Road, or maybe an episode of Huntsman to wrap it all up. We got a lot of new stuff coming to the channels, guys. We got the bow hunt, we got some gear reviews, we got a new campsite that we're going to be putting up, a lot of new exploring to do. We're going to be going and finding new animals and wildlife to talk to, and we're going to break things down for you a little bit more on how I do what I do out there, so maybe you guys can go out and do it too. But that's going to wrap it up for this stream. So, thank you to everybody who thumbs down the video. The reason that I wanted this video thumbs down was because we're doing an experiment here to see what the thumbs down actually does to the analytics of the video, and I wanted to support my local troll, and I want to give him a shout out, whoever he is out there. You don't have to go out and make all accounts so you give me 2 thumbs down. You can just stick with your 1, and if you ever need help, we are all here to help you. And that's the message that we want to send with this unlike video. So anybody that comes in after the stream is over, please thumbs down the video, and I really appreciate that. And next week, maybe next Thursday or next Friday, next Saturday, I don't know what day it'll be, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the analytics of this video, and we're going to see that nothing actually happened. Alright guys, I gotta go. Got work to do before the old lady gets home, and my dog's getting kind of needy. She's just Yeah, thumbs down on the video today. Okay, guys, we hit 100 minutes for this live stream. I want to thank everybody that came in and hung out with me. I hope you would enjoy the little chat. We're going to be doing another live stream here soon. Hell, we might even live stream while we're on the road, or we might live stream this Sunday while we're out in the... Thank you, Elena. Appreciate it, sweetie. Might live stream while we're out in the woods with my brother. We might even live stream the sword fight. How would that be? You guys want to see a sword fight live? Anybody? Real quick. Oh, Elena, you honor me, sweetheart. I'm glad that I was your first thumbs down. Okay, yeah, we might. I'll see if I can arrange for us to do a sword fight on a live stream. I don't think you'll see that on any other outdoors channel. And then my brother and I can explain how we can do a sword fight on a live stream and not actually kill each other. So with that, guys, once again, I appreciate everybody that stopped in. I'm gonna wrap this up, get my ass back to work. Need more coffee. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.